Welcome to the Fourth and Short podcast, the breakdown of the hottest topics on the Schuylkill League sports scene, with your hosts, Eli Doyle and Leroy Boyer.
Hello and welcome to the Week 2 edition of T102 Sports Now's weekly football contest, Fourth and Short. I am Leroy Boyer, this is Eli Doyle, and we are in the beautiful Higgins Valley at the Bullpen Fitness facility located at 30 Forest Drive in Higgins, right next to the Redners, right across the street from Tri-Valley High School. They are the sponsor for Week 2 of our Fourth and Short podcast. You'll learn a little bit more about Bullpen Fitness and Bullpen Sups, which is their supplement line that they put out a little bit later in the program. But Week 1 is in the books, Eli. Some interesting scores, some interesting wins and losses. Let's recap Week 1, and we'll get our thoughts on everything that went down.
Yeah, I think I saw the equivalent of Wile E. Coyote running loose in the desert this week. I saw Luke Miller and the Spartans running up and down Jazz Diminick Field at the Silver Bowl, dropping a 60 burger to start the year. That's a little kid slang for you.
I got it.
60 burger. Anyway, the Spartans running wild to start the year. I mean, everybody thought they were good, but who could have predicted that outcome?
62-20, North Schuylkill beats Mount Carmel. 9th win over Mount Carmel in the last 10 times for the Spartans. You mentioned Luke Miller, 21 carries, 234, 4 touchdowns. North Schuylkill goes 39 carries for 354 yards on the ground. They scored the game's final 36 points after it was a relatively close game for a good portion of it.
They started pulling away before half, but right when you came out of half, Luke Miller, you can't say enough good things about him. And then it wasn't just him. That offensive line, look out. They are big and ferocious.
The key stat, the most interesting stat of that game, North Schuylkill lost Gavin Minster, best kicker in our area the last couple of years to graduation. They did not try an extra point. They went for 2 after every score. They were 8 for 9 on their 2-point conversions. Successful.
And it's not like they just ran the same play.
I don't know if anybody's ever been that successful percentage-wise on a 2-point conversion.
I'd like to say number 8 on the 2-point conversions. Number 8 of 9 was a jump ball in the left corner of the far end zone by the scoreboard to Xavier McNally. And who around here has kept guard that high?
6'7", Xavier McNally. All right, so North Schuylkill beats Mount Carmel 62-20. At Veterans Stadium, Shamokin defeats Pottsville 34-14. It was a 14-14 game in the second quarter. The Indians scored the game's final 20 points. Logan Steele, he ran for 59 yards. He threw for 85 and had a 102-yard kick six. Pottsville showed some signs of really good quality football and some promise for the future. Juju Babers, 21 carries, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. But Shamokin just outlasted the tide. Too big, too fast.
Right. I think some of us here might have underestimated what the Kerple was bringing back. But for the Tide, it's regroup and see what you can do moving forward, right? Take that next step. What can you do to build off this? You can't look back. You can't look back with anger at this point. You know what I mean? You can only see what you can do going forward, type guard, move on it, and roll with Jim Thornton.
A very similar result and outlook for Pottsville after last year. They played Shamokin really tough. We didn't really know what Pottsville was going to be, and they took a lot of positives out of that game last year, lost last year at Shamokin, and built on it as the season went on. That's what they have to do in Week 2 and beyond. The game I was at the Eagles Nest in Orangeburg, Schuylkill Haven defeats Blue Mountain 34-27. Colton Reaver scores on a 27-yard pass with 11.8 seconds left. Wild minute and a half to end the game. A Reaver touchdown run and an 89-yard kickoff return by Chase Gears puts Blue Mountain back on top. Schuylkill Haven has a minute and 8 to work with. They drive down the field. They score. Max Heim looked really good. And that fourth quarter drive when the money was on the line, with a chip from the table, 3 for 3 passing, had a big run on a 4th and 2 play, and Reaver was just wide open for the touchdown. Haven's first win over Blue Mountain since 2018. Haven racked up 508 yards full offense.
Wow.
Schuylkill Haven vaulted to number 1 in the state rankings, AA, with that win and a loss by previous number 1 seed in LaSalle. The lofty accolade for the Hurricanes as far as in the season.
Absolutely. Honestly, look at some of that stuff, and you don't want the glory right now. You want the motivation of anything. You want people to say, that you don't believe in them. You want to be that underdog sometimes, but for Schuylkill Haven right now, it's just stay the course, right? Do what you keep doing well and ride that hot hand.
Hurricanes have a couple games in a row here where they're going to be heavily favored. The game against Blue Mountain might be their most stressful game until week 5 when they play Williams Valley. They have a stretch there. They play Myers on a Thursday night, and they play Williams Valley right after that. So we'll see, what the Hurricanes have when we get that far. Let's rattle off some scores and some results real quick here. Kind of a bullet type lightning round. Northern Lebanon defeats Clydesdale 35-8. Cardinals give up 218 yards rushing. They only scored on the game's final play. Williams Valley defeats Upper Dauphin 54-0. Evan Achenbach takes the kickback 84 yards to open the game. Brady Schauffer, we had the Vikings on last week. He runs for 2 touchdowns, passes for 2 more. Upper Dauphin held to 79 yards total offense. Beaumont Gold Tech beat Shadow Valley 35-19. Blue Devils, you picked them. They were ahead 19-13 at the half. It fell apart
In the locker room.
That's down in the locker. Catastrophic blank ball area 28-0. Tyler Quick, 12 carries, 54 yards. The Golden Bears held to just 137 total yards. Myersville beats Halifax 35-13. Dante Carr ran for 2, threw for 2. Brandon Adams, pick 6 on maybe the second play of the game, 46 seconds in for Myersville. Merion defeats Hanover area, 42-24. Rory Dixon had second to Luke Miller as far as big weeks for week 1. 25 carries, 226 yards, 4 touchdowns. He had a receiving touchdown and an interception. And then he tipped the ball led to another interception. We'll talk more about the Colts coming up here. Northern Lehigh beat Lehighton 41-26. A special teams turnover there hurt the Indians. Chris Frame, remember that name for those who play Northern Lehigh, moving up. 218 total yards, 3 touchdowns for the Bulldogs. Penn Orange will beat Tamaqua 14-6. Jacob Petrusevich, that's what we're going to go.
That's what we're going to.
We're going to go with. If we mispronounced your name, if we got it right, you should let us know.
We need the enunciation professor out here in the Valley. They'll help to come in here.
Yes. So there's a lot of letters and a lot of vowels and a Z and a K next to each other that usually doesn't sound like it's spelled. 54-yard lineman's dream on a screen pass for a touchdown to ice it after Tamaqua was driving for the go-ahead score.
We're talking about a big man team.
We're talking about a big man, Robo Bumblest under screenplay touchdown.
I got to see that.
We have not seen any video of that. I'm sure it is great, whoever might have it. And then the other 2 games on Friday, Salisbury beat Panther Valley 28-6. 7-6 game. Salisbury gets an interception, scored before the half, gets the ball back, scores again, effectively puts the game out of reach. And we're here in Tri-Valley. We're going to have the Bulldogs on here momentarily. They crushed York Catholic 50-14. Parker Hatter scored 3 times. Trey Porter, the new quarterback, you'll see him in a couple minutes, had a big night under center. The Bulldogs 50-14 over York Catholic. There were 2 games on Saturday. The game you were at, Wilkes-Barre, Kingston, I guess it should be. Nativity, new look Nativity, with a whole bunch of people that are new. They crushed Holy Redeemer 36-0.
Absolutely, it was a Mason's dream out there.
Cole Mason, Pat's youngest son, now under center, rushes for 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also had a pick 6, then led to a 27-yard touchdown. In the other game, Jim Thorpe beat Palmer at 28-14. Cole Lazoric had a big week, 15 for 20 passing, 230 yards and 239 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also rushed the ball 18 times for 60 yards in his 4. Josh Lout, 11 carries, 30 yards and a touchdown, 8 catches for 66 yards. Jim Thorpe is one of the teams I didn't expect that in week 1.
True.
As far as the end result.
Oh, I wonder who picked them.
That would be you.
Okay.
That's a separate show.
Yeah.
As I said, we are here at the Bullpen Fitness facility in the Higgins Valley, right next to the Redners, right across the street from Tri-Valley High School. Eli, let's go to the week 2 schedule quick, and then we'll get the Bulldogs in here after they're done.
Oh, we have a Thursday night delight this week.
We have a Thursday night delight. Actually, Thursday night games are pretty dominant through the course of the season. Lehighton's at Banger, 7 p.m. on Thursday. That kicks off week 2. Then Friday, we have Pottsville, Jim Thorpe, Blue Mountain, Southern Lehigh, Tamaqua at North Schuylkill, Williams Valley at Monlight area, Tri-Valley at Marion, Shadow Valley at Myersville, Schuylkill Haven at Panther Valley, and Nativity at Pine Grove. The Pottsville at Jim Thorpe game, and you will be there. That will be live. You can hear that on WPPA, 1360 AM, 105.9 FM. I'll be at Marion, the T1-2 game of the week. These Bulldogs from Tri-Valley at Marion. Probably the game of the week, Tri-Valley Marion.
Absolutely. Can't wait to talk to these boys about it.
Let's get them in here. We'll take a break. We'll be back from Bullpen Fitness right after this.
Good.
We're back in T102 Sports Now's weekly football contest, Fourth and Short. We are at the Bullpen Fitness facility in the beautiful Higgins Valley, located right next to Redner's on Forest Drive, right across the street from Tri-Valley High School. The Week 2 sponsor of the Fourth and Short podcast is the Bullpen Fitness facility and Bullpen Subs, which is their supplement line. Some of the stuff that you see here on the table in front of us is some of the stuff they produce. Eli was going to see if he can get bigger, stronger, faster by using some of this stuff. Try to look like a couple of other games. Obviously, it's working when you look at the four guys that are surrounding us. We're joined here by members of Tri-Valley's football team from your right to left. It's Senior Cole Gemmerling, Senior Max Mosser, Junior Trey Porter, and Senior Randy Heckman. Guys, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
That is Michael.
Thank you. There you go.
First for everything, this is first for these guys.
We're up in it a little bit. We're up in it just for the Tri-Valley boy this week.
So I'm going to start with you, Trey. Trey was, from what we were told here, you earned the quarterback job during training camp. Friday was your first start under center. How nervous were you?
I believe that I was skeptical before going into it, but first half, I know everybody had my back, so we're good. I lost all his nerves after that. So yeah.
Now, Eli and I both know that you're a talented baseball player, and you can throw pretty hard as a baseball pitcher. And I've umpired in some games that you fell and Eli's coached against you. How does that help? How does the fact that you have a strong arm, you can throw the ball, and then throw the baseball and throw the football is different.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you think that helps? Being a pitcher in a baseball game and a quarterback of football.
It's pretty similar because you get to control the game, like at your playing side, you want to do it. But having the arm strength from baseball, it definitely helps out. Throwing the football.
Cole, you're one of the main cogs to the Tri-Valley running game. Parker Hatter had 3 touchdowns. He had 98 yards. You had a touchdown, 37-yard rushing. Talk about the Tri-Valley running game. You guys have a pretty good 1-2 tandem.
Yeah, it's basically thunder and lightning. Last game, I was basically just blocking everybody for him because I know week by week, my offensive workload is going to change a little bit. And Coach Sampson told me, it's just going to be a ground and pound game. It's going to be blocking for him, short yardage, I'm getting the ball. And, we did pretty well in that aspect of the game and all the aspects of the game, actually.
Now let me ask you, Brad, a little bit. We got to know a little bit about these guys in the trenches. Tell me, what does the starting line look like week to week for Tri-Valley?
The starting offensive linemen don't really change very much. It's left guard, the tackle, Owen Mitchell, left guard, QJ Kuppenhaber. Center is going to be Elliot Steely. I'm at right guard. And then right tackle is Mason Wagner. And then I change channel will occasionally sub in at right tackle.
Okay. And just a little bit like on the defensive side of the ball, what do and this is broadest. What do we expect? I mean, we know that FGA the Dogs are a physical team, but what else can we expect from the Swan this year?
I think explosiveness too, come off the ball really fast. We're a really explosive and fast team. I think that's something that separates us from a lot of other teams in the county. Is just we may not have all the size, but we have aggressiveness and we have speed and closeness. So I believe that's definitely a big aspect for us. We got some new defensive coaches this year, and we're definitely looking to try to get that black score back this year. And just the intensity this year has gone up levels. We're all having fun out there. Great team, we're all bonded, and everybody just wants to make a play, and that's what drives us.
Leroy, you know what I'm thinking? I have a picture in the back of my brain right now, sitting in the T102 basement in the studio. Chaz looking across the table like, now, going to Hunts. The Black Swan, that was a great line.
Guys, just talk about this week. We've talked in the preseason, and we talked last week on our podcast. We talked on our Touchdown Tip Show about Division 2, the blue division of the cooperative. The Schuylkill and Williams Valley are really good. We're not really sure about the rest of that division. There's going to be some teams at the bottom. We kind of know who those are. But there's a handful of teams in the middle that we're not real sure how good they are. You're one of those teams. We think you're going to be pretty good. You had a great week 1, but Marion's another one of those teams that the jury's still out. Just talk about playing them this week and now, going to Marion, playing at Marion, a little different environment than playing at home, and some of the challenges. I mean, I'm sure you guys have watched tons of film on the Colts so far. Just what sticks out from looking at that?
As they say, hungry dogs run faster. We're going to say week by week. We know they have Rory Dixon, pretty good back. We're just focused on stopping him and then, just doing our thing. And I think if we do that, we'll be in good shape.
The trench battle, we're going to have to stay physical, stay fast, just like Tri-Valley is known to do on both sides of the ball. Defense, having active hands. Offense, trying to get on blocks quick and staying on them as long as possible. Probably trying to drive into the third if possible as well. Their line, they got some pretty big guys on there, so the key is just going to be to be quick.
Trey, let me ask you another question. So they say that all good coaches will say that teams show the most improvement from week 1 to week 2. Okay. As a quarterback, what have you learned from week 1 that you think you need to improve on or get better at or just kind of take to the next level in a game like this where you're going to be asked to do a lot of things?
I think definitely my reads as a quarterback, I can get better with that. But finding the open guy could be better. But yeah, that's one thing.
Max, how good can this team be?
I think we have really great potential. Like Cole was saying earlier, we have really good. We have really good team chemistry. I think that, especially compared to last year and the year before, just this team is just has so much stronger of a bond than we've seen in the last years. I think even with our defense, our communication is really good. We had to work on it a little bit during camp, but now that we're always talking, we're always calling out stuff. And I think honestly, we're all in sync with each other. And I think that's a really strong team aspect that we have. And even on offense too, like we know each other's limits and we know what each other can do. And I think knowing that and pushing each other to be the best we can is something that we're really, really blessed with.
So we're filming this on Tuesday. Me and Leroy go in and film touchdown tips tomorrow. Make our picks for the week. What is something that you could leak to us? Tell us about Tri-Valley that will just make me want to pick the dogs for the rest of the year. Oh, here we go. Anything Coach Stampson and that staff has sent to you that you can give us lardish words on just a bit for bait. Oh, here we go. Got something?
You got that.
You got
that. You got it.
No, you've been coming up with weird phrases all day.
We love being doubted. That's the main fuel for us. Start of the season, Christine Mary was ranked above us. We felt we were better than them, and I think we still strongly believe that we were better than them. And it's gonna be a great game for tonight, and I'm excited to see you come down on top.
I'm excited for this game, and I'm not even going to be there.
I will be. So you'll be able to follow my posts on Twitter, X now from this game, and then, of course, get all the roundups, all the deep, comprehensive coverage on all the games from Friday night this week at TUL2sportsnow.com. Guys, thanks for joining us. We are here at the Bullpen Fitness facility in downtown Higgins, if there is a downtown Higgins, right across the street from Tri-Valley High School. We'll be back right after this. We'll look at this great place. We're back here with the final segment of this week's T102sportsnow.com's weekly football contest, 4th and Short. We are at the Bullpen Fitness facility, 30 Forest Drive in Higgins, right next to the Redners, right across the street from Tri-Valley High School. We're with the manager of Bullpen Fitness and the owner of Bullpen Supps, which are these supplements that you see here. All kinds of stuff. Hydration we got clustered dextrin. I'm not sure what that does. Maybe you could explain it. But this stuff, a big hit with the people who do bodybuilding and fitness type stuff. Brent, welcome. Thanks for sponsoring the Week 2 edition of 4th and Short.
Thanks for having me, and I think you do a great job of definitely showcasing our athletes in the area. It only makes the area of sports better. It's great for the kids. I love to see it all.
But we can only make it happen because of great sponsors like Bullpen Fitness.
So tell us about this. When we got here, you kind of gave us a tour, and this used to be a Family Dollar building. Tell us how it went from being a Family Dollar building to a gym with all these weights and the cardio equipment upstairs and batting cages and everything else.
So this actually started when I was in high school, 2008-ish, economics class. One of my projects, we wanted to start a gym. Now, as we got older, we all got into corporate America. About 2015, 2016, my friend started a very small gym. So we started in 900 square foot. Some of this equipment out here was all inside the OG gym right down the road. And for about a decade, we just had a small time gym and knew we wanted to do something bigger. I quit corporate America in February to get this up and running. The contractors basically gutted the drop ceiling, rerouted a bunch of the HVAC. We had a bunch of equipment in storage that had to be refurbed. Did a lot of maintenance, a lot of reorganization to get everything to fit in here. And this is the final project right now. So
as Brent and Eli and I talked during this segment, there's going to be some pictures and some video of things that make this place the way it is. You showed me the batting cages. There's a black turf that covers that. There's a partition wall in that section there. There's a tumbling blast going in there right now. Little girls all doing gymnastics type stuff in there. There's type fitness out, weights and benches and all kinds of things. This has become a pretty popular place for, a lot of the football players had practice and now they're here.
Yes, a lot of the community utilizes it. Even in the OG gym, we would have upwards of 10 to 15 kids after practice. You could barely move in there. But from a community aspect, the tumbling side, they're from Halifax. They're renting half the space. On the other side, we're looking for wrestling and expand that into jiu-jitsu and offer it on this side of the county.
So from a branding standpoint, how did you just come up with everything? How did we land on Bullpen? How did we go with this color scheme, the lights, everything? Whose idea? The flags? It just flows so well and feeling it fits so natural now.
That was a long process, honestly. But we took inspiration from Morehouse Gym in Reading, Power Build Gym there in Conshohocken, King of Prussia. Added a little bit of our own flavor to it, as you could say. But it really reflects the town. And it's more rugged, but it also encompasses, you got the whole family aspect and the separation between the cardio and the township right out. A lot of the stuff we just imitated other things we truly like. It's not like we made anything brand new, but we just took our hobby and just kept growing on it.
Right.
Tell us about the supplement stuff. How do you get into that business? What do you do? How do you market it? How if somebody watching, our podcast says, I want to try some of that. How do they get it?
So we have a website, bullpensubs.com. We ship anywhere off the website. We can also sell here at the gym. That's mostly what we're doing now. But the way it all started was every athlete's dream is to be sponsored. I went down to another manufacturer, another company in St. Louis last April. Didn't get a sponsorship, but I won a Tough Mudder Infinity National race, 44 miles, 8 hours. Then we had all this free time on our hands. We're like, close the old gym, move the stuff here. I'm like, why don't we just make everything that we already take? So we didn't make anything new here. This is all readily available. It's things that me and my friends have all taken our whole lives. I'm not the best supplement salesman. I believe you got to have the training. You got to have the rest, the nutrition. Those things come first. But then when you compete at the highest level, I definitely rely on supplements. So it's pretty cool to offer it.
I think your athletic background probably helps you. It's kind of funny that he still has this story that I wrote about him. I don't know when is this from? 2002. Nicknamed Bubba while he was in high school. Older sister Lacey, who is a wife of now Tri-Valley football coach Jeff Sampson. You were a quarterback in high school. You played basketball in high school. Variety of sports. Now you coach your son's team, Tri-Valley District 24, 12-year-old champs, major division champs. So all that athletic background, that's got to be a big help when you're doing stuff like this.
Absolutely. It inspires all the efforts we put into it is coming from our youth, right? Trying to offer the things we wish we had when we were younger. Obviously, you're holding an article of an injury. right? All the injuries when I was younger, try to help prevent it to the next generation. My son's 12, like you said. I'm coaching cross country right now, coach football, baseball, basketball. I just like to be involved in the things I truly enjoy to do and see it flourish in the community.
And in your opinion, why do you think the community has just taken this place so well?
Tri-Valley nationally has very good involvement in sports, a lot of parent involvement. Even though we're a tiny school district, I think my son's grade has somewhere 38 boys and 24 of them play baseball. Like, obviously, it filters out when we get to the high school level, but there's just such a big involvement in sports. A place like this was a no-brainer because most of the kids were already driving 30, 40 minutes to get to a local gym or somewhere to train. To put something like this in town is very convenient, and it's doing very well.
So if I move to Higgins and buy a house in Higgins and I want to join this gym, how do I do that?
In person is the best Monday through Friday. We're staffed 11 to 9. We're very active on social media if anyone wants to reach out on there. But we're staffed Monday through Friday. We'll set you up on an app, and then everything is available at the touch of your phone. The facility is open 24/7. It has all the automated lights and security systems. It's a pretty simple process.
And then the website that will have Eli take a closer picture, but www.bullpensupps.com. It's on all the containers that are here in front of us. Turn one that way. That's where you go to the website to get the supplements. Brent, thanks for having us out here for week 2 of the Fortis and Short podcast. Once again, Bullpen Fitness, 30 Forest Lane in Higgins, bullpensups.com. Supplements. Thanks a lot, and thanks for watching week 2 of the Fortis and Short podcast.